let's start with, why you were back a few weeks ago. Just, what did that mean for you to come back, be able to surprise that group like that, and have that moment to share with them?
Yeah, one of my best friends, Kai Black, reached out to me. Um, and he's been part of the organization, my brother's keeper, my sister's keeper. And they've been having, a gala every year, a scholarship gala, where they host, a really cool event, um, where they're supporting, where it's really needed in the youth of Fort Wayne. They're more specifically with Virgil and Mr. Gordon. They're more specifically over there in Miami and the Wayne district. But I remember growing up and always kind of seeing that was almost like a motivation. Like they're doing good stuff over there. You want to be part of something like that. So Kai Black, like I said, reached out to me and he asked if I wanted to be like the keynote speaker. And I'm not the guy that's going to be, the main speaker. I'm not a big talker. Man of, not, um, so just being able to step out of my comfort zone, becoming a father this past year and just wanting to get comfortable with speaking my mind, being able to, spread some hope, some love in Fort Wayne, where, like I said, that's much needed. That group, that, um, you know, with Virgin, those guys, they don't do, a lot of scholars, a lot of try to fund everything. They're not doing a lot of, sexy work where it's all on social media or anything. They're doing a lot of grit work in Fort Wayne. Um, you know, that I remember when I was that kid, growing up, didn't have, that father figure. I needed some type of structure and they're providing that and they're doing that on a day-to-day basis. So just wanted to be, part of that and being able to grant them, a little, certificate, token of appreciation what they do in the city. So
To see the kids' reaction to when you award these scholarships and you make that big donation to them, what did that mean for you, and what do you think that means for those kids?
yeah, it's just being back, just being able to share my story, my journey, and letting them know that it's something bigger than just Fort Wayne. Something bigger than the environment that sometimes that we're put in that we're not asked to be put in those situations, but being able to come in and share my journey, let them know I was kind of like that same kid, but I just kind of you know separated myself and I seek further than my environment. My mindset was go do something better, go do something that'll change the cycle of life for myself and for generations to come. So just being just available, being able to be in their presence and being able to have a donation, being able to grant something like that. I know how much that means to Birds and those guys up there.
What can a gift like that do for these kids that might not have access to that money and that stuff moving forward too?
Yeah, not the thing that the conversation I was having with Birds and them is as they mentor and guide these high school kids, middle school going into high school and transitioning to becoming, men and women in this society. They've I feel like they've done a really good job of just being real. Like everybody's not going to go to college. Everybody's doesn't need um, to go and have a scholarship. Some need just a guidance of create skill, create some type of something different. That like I said, some people aren't fortunate enough to get to college. So being able to have those real conversations and stuff like that, I think that's what is really important because it's real life. And you try to hide it, and, sugarcoat it, and they walk into a real world, and that's where the struggles continue to go. So
The work you've had with with mothers, in both Cincinnati, Atlanta, Fort Wayne. Now that you've been in all three of those spots, to kind of reach out and branch off into a different direction too. Just how much does that mean for you to to continue uh, your the help that you've been able to give all these different people throughout your career since you've gone to the professional league.
Yeah, a lot of people, um, always, I feel like when you go in the league, you always want to kind of figure out how you want to have an impact, you know, on the world, on the community that you're living in, whether you're playing in, whatever it is, you want to try to find a way to give back. And there was no better way for me. My situations, like I said, everyone has their different problems. Growing up and trials and tribulations that they go through. And mine was, being raised by a single mom and seeing that, just giving the appreciation to the mothers that that needed any type of support. I know how much that helps. Just rather that's just me showing up and just spending some time and them coming to a game with my family. How much that goes, how far that goes for not just something that I'm excited, passionate about, excited to continue to grow on having an impact, not just and not for it just to be all about Jessie Bates being able to donate to people, but having a true impact on this world with my mom who sacrificed so much for me, to be where I am today. So.
Moving on to some of the football side of stuff, we talked about it a little bit, but head into year two in Atlanta, some big changes coming in the organization, a new head coach, a new quarterback for the team. Just what's the excitement level for you heading into year two and heading into this year with a new head coach and some new changes coming to this organization?
Yeah, it's like year seven. It's like a blink, um, and I'm like the oldest guy in the room now, so it's a really cool transition. Some people um, you know shy away from new things and new head coaches and stuff, but I think they did a really good job. Our organization, they want to win. They haven't um, won that NFC South in a little while, so since Matt Ryan and Julio Jones and the Super Bowl heartbreak, whatever. So being able to be a part of something special and rebuild, such an iconic city. On top of that, I think is I had like my best year coming off year one in Atlanta, and so being able to you know, build on that and just like I said, continue to be a leader and learn from Kirk Cousins is something that is amazing. So it's going to be special. Better days in Atlanta for sure. It's almost like a rebuild. Almost same thing I've been through in Cincinnati, even in Wake Forest. So I know what it takes to rebuild something, and like I said, I'm just happy to be a part of it.
Yeah, obviously last year you were a Pro Bowler for the first time, a second team All Pro guy. You go in now to year two there. Kind of where do you see your role maybe evolving, changing a little bit on the back end of that defense? As like you said, as one of the oldest guys in the room, all of a sudden.
Yeah, I don't see anything changing. I feel like last year I took a really big jump, and like I said, my leadership and being able to be vocal and hosting meetings, making sure we're having some team bonding, events and stuff. So just continue, like I said, grow as a player, as a man, and as a leader. I know it'll not just affect my football life, but life after football. Just continue to just become an overall better person, better man. And like I said, that's my biggest thing. Hopefully, I can continue to get more interceptions. With more interceptions comes more money and more Pro Bowls, more All Pros, and just more to add on to the legacy. So very exciting for the opportunity. I never take it for granted.
When you look at this group, obviously the draft is coming up here in just a few weeks. How do you feel like this team is sitting, heading into the summer and heading into mini camp and OTAs and everything coming here forward?
Yeah, you got. I thought our defense, played at a really high level. With I know it's a new staff coming in, but our base, defense, a lot of guys are coming back. And I thought we were building something really special last year, being the top 10 defense, and our offense struggled at times. But some of those young pieces, some of those skill guys we added is going to be huge for us. And then, like I said, you added Kirk Cousins. That yeah, I know he's coming off injury, but just his presence in the locker room, already in the first 2 weeks of OTAs, you can just feel his presence and the way he leads. I think it'll make a huge difference, not just just not just all on the offense, but for our defense and special teams and just the building overall. So we got something cooking very special, but I'm excited for some of the young guys they bring in.
Last one for me. You got another Fort Wayne guy down there finally. Just how cool is it to have Austin in the building, and what's it mean to have a couple Fort Wayne guys on the same roster?
Yeah, that's something that don't happen often, and it's something that me and Mac, we're fully present and just living really in the moment. Um, he's he's at a different situation than I am, and sometimes that keeps myself grounded, and it keeps him to be motivated. And it can happen at any moment, and he's starting to get his chance finally back into the league, and to watch him grow as a professional, as a man. I mean, he's a husband, got 2 kids, so it's something that we're kind of bouncing off each other, not just as football players, but as young men becoming Fort Wayne alumni, some rising kings, like I said. So um, excited to just work with, like I said, somebody from Fort Wayne, and hopefully bring some championships to Atlanta.